I suppose. What's the mood like in the camp after four starts you've had in the season?
Yeah, mood wise, you know what, we're together. Like, we're obviously upset at results, but in terms of togetherness, well-being, all that crap, we're getting along well. Like, we're still showing up to training with a smile on our face. We're not down in the dumps. Like, we know it's really real early days. I know we're okay. Look, 3 games in, no points. You could look at it that way, but we've done enough in patches to encourage ourselves that we know that there's a lot of potential out that will eventually come together. And I hate saying that, it'll come, but like, the reality is we had 2 ridiculously tough games away from home against the 2 best teams in the country. When the fixtures came out, you immediately identified those 2 games as tough ones. Granted, the Shells was the one that's probably kicked us the most. Looking back, 10 minutes to go, things were shaky. We probably should have just played for the draw, but that's not the mentality we want to instill ourselves. Hindsight's a great thing, but had we came out of that Shells game with a result, I don't think that we have half as much talk about how we're doing at the moment. Like,
what are the positives you take out of the 3 games?
Positives, first half an hour against Shamrock Rovers before we went down. I think Bradley even came out in his interview saying that we were on top for a lot of that game starting off. We looked at threat on the counter. You could say we contained Dundalk relatively well up until the 68th minute, and then we got done by Penno and an absolute worldie of a goal. I know that's nitpicking. We still lost 3-0. You shouldn't have any positives coming out of a game when you lose 3-0, but we still looked at threat going forward yesterday at times. We just need to kind of eradicate that naiveness that's in our game. Whereas, okay, if the game's gone, particularly the Rovers game, once it was, okay, when you're 2-0 down, 10 minutes to go, are we going to come back? You obviously want that mentality where you think, oh yeah, we are. But the reality is then once it's 3-0, you got to shut up shop, and it was nearly like a wild goose chase at times there in the second half. You nearly wanted to have to blow it up when it was getting 4, 5, 6. It was embarrassing, and we should have just dealt with that better. It was just naiveness, and I think everyone on our team will tell you that. But as you said, positives. You see, you're nitpicking when you're 3 games in and you still haven't won a game. The biggest positive is we're only 3 games in. We're not halfway through the season. Like, we still have we can have opportunity now to go and hopefully get a decent run of games. Harps at home, Pats away, and then we've the rest of the teams in the league that won't be as tough as Shamrock Rovers and Dundalk away. So there is a lot. There's a lot of positives for us to kind of go about it that way.
A lot of talk in the background there about a potential takeover. Is that something that you hear as players? Is something you read into? Is it something that has an effect on you?
Not really. You read murmurs of it on Twitter, to be honest. I've kind of been off Twitter the last couple of days, to be honest. There's no point us reading into too much of that. Like, whatever. Being brutally honest, I actually don't know whether it's true or not. I know there's a meeting held, but that's as far as my knowledge goes on it. At the end of the day, we should once we cross that white line, we really don't give a damn what goes on in the background. Like, we're there on the pitch for 90 minutes, and that's our job. Let other people deal with what the off the pitch stuff.
Daire, it's a hugely important game on Friday, obviously so early in the season as well.
Yeah, massive. I'm number one. I hope people come out and watch us, that they haven't written us off straight away. We're massively confident we can get a win. Harps have had a good start. Didn't have a game last Friday. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing for them, in hindsight, they may have more preparation, but they'll have less match sharpness than us. We've kind of gone past the worst of it, I think, in terms of standard of teams we're going to play. No disrespect to everyone else in the league. I think everyone would admit that Rovers and the Dock are over the top as far as standards in this league go, and every other team, I think 100% we have to have the attitude that they're beatable, especially at home. There was a lot. We looked stern enough against Shelburne. Defensively, we got done in by a set piece. I think if we can sharpen up set pieces for Harps, I think that's probably their biggest threat. I think that's where they got their goals from. In the first game, I think we should have enough going forward to put a few past them, and hopefully that'll get the cross rocking and get them behind us again.
The way things have gone, I suppose, like, it's strange that Finn Harps might be slightly favourites going to turn us across.
Yeah, like at the start when the fixtures come out, you probably pencil that in as as an expected win. No disrespect to Finn Harps, but when you play a team at home, no matter who it is, you back yourself to win. So I think there's a lot of pressure on us, but indirectly we probably are going in as underdogs, which is a very strange scenario to find ourselves in. But we have to relish that. We rock it up. Hopefully there'll be a good crowd at Turner's Cross. We're in today for recovery, and we'll go in then tomorrow and Thursday, and we'll come up with a game plan. I'm sure Finn Harps might actually play a bit more ball than they did in previous years. They've signed good players, and we're hoping that might actually suit us in a bit. The game might be a bit more open, and we can catch them going forward.
How you find yourself personally? Has it been frustrating, obviously, for you not creating as much chances in a match, not scoring goals? It's obviously frustrating from an attacking point of view.
It isn't like, okay, you can look at we haven't massively looked like scoring, but we have looked positive going forward. Like, we do have pace on the counter between myself, Dylan, Shane, Rayon, Benny, whoever's up there. We are a threat. I think we just need to get the ball up more, I suppose, and it's difficult against the two teams we played against. The Shelbourne game's first game of the season, things are always going to be hectic. Even last year when we played Pat's first game, the first game is always hectic. You nearly write that off as just, it's not even first game nerves, just the first game is just that way predominantly. Going into Harps, I think we should be a lot more comfortable going forward, and please God, we bang a few in and kind of get spirits up again.
As a creative player, Daire, is it frustrating trying to come up with something against the likes of Rovers and Dundalk, and when you're on the back foot for that of the game?
It can be, because you can find yourself chasing the ball a lot. You don't want to dispense too much energy running all the way back, and then when you win it, and then you have to run all the way back, you're far away from your own goal. Obviously, the forward player, you want to be in their half as much as possible, and the reality is against Dundalk and Rovers, we're probably in the back foot more than we wanted to be. But in saying that, though, we did look bright when we won it at times, especially in the first half. It's just that final ball, and I know it's cliche, but once that comes off, I think we'll be a lot more fortunate going forward.
And have you set targeted goals you want to get yourself?
Yeah, look, at the start of the season last year, I think I started banging them in towards the end of the season. I had a bit more confidence for the goal. I kind of worked a lot on running in behind rather than always trying to feed, which hopefully lead to more goals. Look, I've set a target of 10. There's 36 games. In reality, that should be possible.
Yeah.
It's only 3 games in, so by no means am I way off that yet. Like, I'm hoping that should be a minimum going forward for the whole season.
And you've 10 on your back as well.
I do.
From 11, is that indicate a preference as to where you'd like to play? There's no 10 in the system at the moment.
Yeah, growing up, 10 was my number. It was just partially preference. I used to be a second striker, even a number 9 back in the day. That's where the preference for 10 came from. At the end of the day, number on your back is your squad number. It doesn't really correlate to position.
Yeah.
I do naturally like to drift in. People that watch me play, whether I'm on the right or left or as an attacking midfielder, I kind of play the same way. Especially in the system we have, we kind of try and implement that bit of fluidity between the front 3 or 4. So that's kind of the reasoning behind that.